Download this code and get free GPT-4o from codegive.com, link in the description below. Certainly. Understanding exception handling in Python is crucial for writing robust and error-resistant code. This tutorial will cover the basics of exception handling, including how to use try, except, else, and finally blocks, along with practical code examples. What is exception handling? In Python, an exception is an error that occurs during the execution of a program. When an exception is raised, Python stops executing the code and looks for a way to handle that exception. If it finds a suitable handler, it executes that block, otherwise, the program crashes. Why use exception handling? Graceful degradation: you can handle errors gracefully instead of crashing the program. Debugging helps in identifying and debugging errors. Control flow allows you to control the flow of the program based on error conditions. Basic syntax of exception handling. The basic syntax involves using try, except, else, and finally blocks. Example code. Let's create a simple example where we attempt to convert a user input to an integer. We'll handle the case where the input might not be a valid integer. Explanation of the code. 1 input loop. The while true loop keeps asking the user for input until a valid integer is provided. 2 try block. We attempt to convert the user input into an integer using int. 3 except block. If a value error occurs, example the user inputs non-numeric characters, we catch that exception and inform the user. 4 else block. If no exception occurs, we print the valid integer and exit the loop. 5 finally block. This block executes after the try/except blocks, regardless of whether an exception occurred or not. It can be useful for cleanup actions, like closing files or releasing resources. Catching multiple exceptions. You can catch multiple exception types by specifying them as a tuple. Raising exceptions. You can also raise exceptions manually using the raise keyword. Conclusion. Exception handling is a powerful feature in Python that helps you write safer and more reliable code. By using try, except, else, and finally, you can effectively manage errors and ensure your program behaves as expected even when things go wrong. Feel free to experiment with the examples provided and modify them to deepen your understanding of exception handling in Python.